The main reason North Korea is focused for up to annihilation is on account of it is one of just 3 nations left on the planet that never had a national bank claimed by the Rothschilds. The others being Iran and Cuba. Hungary, Bolivia and Russia as of late disposed of the Rothschild family keeping money scheme. Sudan and Libya were beforehand free from the Western Saving Money Foundation, and therefore were focused on, separated up, and arranged by Western military intercession, by implication and straightforwardly. Gaddafi was very nearly making a gold-sponsored African cash to match the Western focal saving money imposing business model before he was roughly lynched with a blade up his butt. Writer Eva Bartlett recorded her current outing to North Korea, carrying back with her photographs and recordings of life today in the final socialist-time dictatorship. It demonstrates a glad people willing to protect themselves and their respect against animosity and irreverence, similar to all individuals do. Today, the United States keeps on scrounging up help for conceivable military mediation in North Korea. The publicity assaults propelled against the separated Asian country by the standard corporate press have escalated as well. Ranging from the semi-honest to goodness to the ludicrously preposterous, the corporate media has propelled a crusade of put-down adjusted just by its protection development to Donald Trump. For this situation, in any case, Trump has the uncommon support of the corporate press if just in the by the way that the media is cheering for a war harder and speedier than Trump is maybe eager to offer it to them. The corporate press has introduced the aggregate of North Korea as a state in which no free idea is permitted, starvation is widespread, hairstyles are commanded, and the number of inhabitants in the nation is basically kept in a huge jail camp with messages of mentally programming channeled into each home. However, amidst all the publicity and the discussion of war, one writer, Eva Bartlett, really went to North Korea to get a first-hand impression and on-the-ground handle of exactly what North Korea resembles, a feeling of the way of life, and what is on the brains of North Koreans. The photos, recordings, and stories she carried back with her recount an entirely different story than what is being depicted on the screens of Western media. While this essayist isn't endeavoring to paint North Korea as an idealistic place where there is bounty and bastion of individual flexibility, introductions of the nation that are other option to what corporate media outlets have depicted can't be overlooked. All things considered, the Western media has over and again decried and lied about a great many nations on the rundown slated for Western intrusion and devastation. From Saddam's hatchery babies, Gaddafi's Viagra jihad, and Assad's executing his own kin, lie after lie has driven the simple American open to war. Tragically, simply sometime later have the falsehoods been uncovered on an enormous scale. On August 24, Eva Bartlett and a modest bunch of different activists and columnists entered North Korea as an assignment to hear what North Koreans needed to say in regards to their nation, their way of life, and the steady danger of war from the United States. They remained in North Korea from the 24th to the 31st. The photographs that Bartlett came back with demonstrate great, elaborate framework that opponents anything in the United States and current urban communities with clean and generally content individuals. It demonstrates a nation that can to be sure keep the lights on. The level to which Pyongyang has been remade and created after a war that saw the aggregate of the city pulverized and almost 20% of the North Korean populace slaughtered, really remains as opposed to the depiction by State Department and its media mouthpieces. I exceedingly urge the peruser to get to and scrutinize Bartlett's article Photographs from the Week in the DPRK, where she has posted a gathering of photos gone up against her outing to North Korea and in addition a progression of recordings. Bartlett has likewise posted various photographs and videos showing the roads of Pyongyang full of individuals, as opposed to the purposeful publicity that the city never has any regular folks in it originating from numerous Western circles. While corporate media outlets have utilized reused carried film of North Korean ghettos, starving vagrants, starving individuals, and other lumpy viewpoints, Eva Bartlett could bring back photos of a nation with magnificent foundation, a lot of nourishment, medicinal services, and a people who, in her words, were not at all count. Bartlett commended the level of instruction that the youngsters in the schools that she went to as over the level of anything the United States or Canada can give, and was even ready to take a couple of rides on the crazy ride at the entertainment mecca in Pyongyang. Bartlett depicts a nation brimming with individuals who need peace with the United States yet who are not perplexed of the U.S., nor are they apprehensive of safeguarding themselves should that war come. As Phil Taylor, with whom Bartlett directed a meeting that I prescribe the peruser take a tune into, stated, North Korea does not exist in highly contrasting. Witness Eva Bartlett's photographs and be struck by the shading. Regardless of a flood of publicity intended to depict a monochromatic oppressed world, North Korea is a dynamic nation populated by genuine people. Phil interviews Eva, whose opportune voyage to the DPRK sparkles a light on a land obscured by our own ignorance. Clearly, North Korea is dictator and it would not be viewed as a free nation by any sensible gauges. The subject of expansive-scale jail camps, work camps, and the crackdown on political contradiction still exist. It's explored different avenues regarding communism alone has brought about the abbreviation of many rights. Be that as it may, in 2017, what number of nations could be considered truly free? The United States with the biggest jail populace on the planet? France and Germany with their idea wrongdoing enactment? China with its slave work and dangerous soil? The individuals who live in glass houses ought not toss stones. North Korea has, be that as it may, figured out how to remain free from Western focal managing an account and the directs of the Anglo-European agent framework and, hence, it has ended up in the line of sight of the Supreme West. Toward the day's end, be that as it may, it doesn't make a difference regardless of whether the purposeful publicity encompassing North Korea is valid. What is important is that the United States abandon the silly experience of government and its present place of employment as the sledge and clench hand of the Western keeping money foundation. From the perspective of the United States, North Korea's interior inquiry of flexibility and majority rules system ought to be unessential. North Korea's interior issues are quite recently that, inward issues, and they ought to be chosen by the North Korean individuals. Despite the inquiries of regardless of whether North Korea is genuinely a free society, Eva Bartlett's current excursion has sliced through a significant part of the extraordinary promulgation encompassing the nation and the keep running up to war and the consistent need to utilize North Korea as an apparatus for the system of strain. More meetings with Eva Bartlett on North Korea. UK column, September 5, 2017. Mike Robinson and Patrick Henningsen with the present UK column news, incorporating a discussion with investigative writer Eva Bartlett, as of late came back from North Korea.